Welcome to Agrabah, city of mystery and enchantment, and the finest merchants this side of the River Jordan on sale today. Come on down. Yes, look at this. We found a mirror shield. This yields polished surface can reflect light or energy. Press R to use it. Well, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We're trolling up on part 42. We've just got the mirror shield, and we're going to continue on with the remains of this temple. Come! I said, come! So now that we've got the mirror shield, we're gonna troll on back to where we just fought Iron Knuckle for the second time, no doubt. And we're gonna go back to one of the rooms that we couldn't use the light before. At least not with the present equipment that we did have, anyway. Oops. Alright, so the next thing we do is we just go back down the corridor that we came. It'll take us back into this room that we used previously, but now we'll be able to open a couple of other things. So right away we want to use the mirror that we've just acquired. I said, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, we gotta equip it first. I'm just totally getting acquainted with things right now. Go ahead and equip that. And now we can use the shield to sort of to retract the light. We just take it from over here and we shine it over. Okay, hang on. We gotta. Basically, what you want to do is just shine towards take the light and then shine it over towards the sun. So once you have that accomplished, then it'll open up a door that we didn't get to go in before, and now we can. So there you go. And this room pretty much is your last and final key of the dungeon. So just go ahead and get that. And out you go. And now we want to head back. There's going to be a lot of that going on, and now we'll get to go into the door that we passed before in this room. And now we have a key to use that. So now we can. Now we're going to have a sort of an interesting type of a platform to deal with here. It's not very friendly-like. There's a lot of moving walls to deal with, and you have to be very precise with it. But if you're really anxious just to get past this and not worry about it, just simply use the hook shot. Yeah, just use the hook shot and go all the way to the very top set of bricks. It'll make the clutter a lot more easier. So yeah, just save yourself some trouble and just go all the way up to the top. That's all you gotta do there. And then just go in the store here. And now we're in probably one of the rather interesting setups for this dungeon. There's a lot going on. There's gonna be a few steps to it. But first off, go ahead and equip your Ocarina of Time. And go ahead and play the lullaby. It'll pretty much open the door that's in front of here, and it'll take us to just a room with some enemies and some. Oh yeah, this is actually the Master Key room. So this is going to take a little bit of time to do. But I would get rid of all the flat pancake enemies first, because that's going to be a little bit annoying for sure. Don't touch any of the side doors because they're all fake. They're all fake, but however, one of them actually has a arrow eye, which you're going to need with opening up the chest. So what you're going to want to do first is go ahead and equip your arrows here. Then go ahead and then wake up one of the doors, attack it, then get out of the way quickly, and then go ahead and just use the arrows to hit the eye. So now you'll see there's a couple of ice cube blocks here. They won't, now if you go up there, they won't melt. So thankfully that's not an issue with this game, unless if you know something I don't. Go ahead and hook shot right up to the top there, and just cross yourself away there and hit the switch. It'll make the fire underneath the ice here disappear, allowing you to get the master key. And then you want to go ahead and just head out back the way you came. And then you'll want to go ahead and head upstairs into this door here. And you'll see we've got a couple things going on. There's a couple of fake pots, and there's a chain that has a little that has a window nearby and some sunshine. Right now, what you want to do is go ahead and hit the switch inside the prison here. It'll open up that door so that you can go in there. So that's the next step here. And then get ready for a miniature battle with some dragons here. So take them out accordingly. And then just go ahead and make your way through this light here, and you'll see another mirror shield, a mirror light. So it tells you right away that we're gonna have to use it somehow. Only, on first glance, it's gonna look pretty useless because there's no other place to use it. Or is there? If you look carefully at the wall, you'll notice that a portion of the wall is a bit lighter. Well, that is because we are going to explode it with a bomb. So just go ahead and place a bomb there and back up so you don't get hit. There you go. And now we walk in there only to find another mirror light and another dragon to battle with. So what you gotta do next is, after you get through the battles, is you want to set up the mirrors so that they're pretty much in sync with each other. The basically idea is this light is going to have to eventually shine. Let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to make it shine over by the window that I just showed you a few moments ago, or like a couple moments ago. So that's that one right there. So it might be like a bit tricky at first, but don't get discouraged by it if you can help it. I'm just getting rid of a few enemies so that we can don't get bothered or whatever. So once you have a clear shot, go ahead and grab the mirror and move it over so that it's hitting the other mirror. And what that's going to allow this mirror to do, hopefully, is shine its light through and to the mirror, and you'll notice it's pretty much okay. Well, we haven't done it yet. I thought it was, but so with this one here, just take this one here and just move it over just a crack, and it'll hit the window and that'll give you some light to work with. So after doing all that, you might say, now what do I do? What was the point of that? I'll show you. So now you want to head back through this door over here, and then you want to make your way right down here into the little spotlight there that's been created. This is going to kind of serve as an elevator to go someplace. It doesn't look like it's much right now because it's just with chains and all that stuff, so you might think, okay, well maybe it's some sort of a prison. Yeah, it could be all those things, but go ahead and set up the go ahead and just set up your mirror. I just got to get the sword out of there. So next thing you want to do is aim for the sun that I showed you a while back, and it's gonna, once we get it aimed with just enough precision, we'll be able to do something with it. Something will happen. So cutscene, and now we're going to be going down, and it's going to take you into this area, or shall we say, what area? On first glance, it takes us face to face with the statue. We're facing the face of the statue that we've been hinting throughout this entire run through of the temple. But take notice of a couple things here. I want you to kind of look around for a bit and tell me if you can even recognize where this is. Alright, so if you've guessed that we're in the back area where we got that you were in as young Link, and then the other area that we just used to get the key, one of the keys, if you guessed that area, well, guess what? You are correct. We are back here in this area. And why are we even here? I'll tell you why we've got to do it. Some LPers have said about this area that the game, Nintendo didn't make it clear. But I even had it told to me oddly, and it took some time. But what you want to do is, go ahead and stand in the spotlight here. Use your mirror shield. Keep the light like facing, shining in the face as much as you can. And there's a logical reason for it. If you ever have a flashlight and you put it into your eyes or your friend's eyes, well, what happens? So okay, so none of you guys may have not done that, or some of you, but basically if you ever tried doing it, well, don't, because it'll blind you out pretty well. Well, that's kind of the theme we've got going on with this statue here. So if you have an N64 controller, I would I would just tap ever so gently on the controller. But if you have the emulator, you're going to need to kind of, depending on what controller you have, you're going to need to kind of just you're going to have to shake the controller a fair good number of times, and you have to stand within this circle area here. So while we're doing that, I'm going to just kind of share some of my personal thoughts on this area. When I first came to this area, I had no clue as to where the boss area was, but all I knew was that after looking at another LP that was actually deleted some time ago, the answer was staring me right in front of my face the whole time. So, but anyway, that little nozzle there, I'm sorry, it's not the light, but that little nozzle there is what you want to do. It's going to take some time. As you can see, I'm not getting it right away, but once you do, you'll know pretty well. You can see like how it's like tearing out some stone that it's like its face is cracking. So once you finally like get it opened, it reveals this little area here, and you actually go inside its mouth and hook shot right to that little metal thing over there. It'll take you in here, and guess what? There's the master key door. I was kind of amazed at where this was located when I first found out, so it gave me like one of many reasons to actually like do this LP. But after you get through, just pretty much go through here, and there's going to be loads and loads and loads of cutscenes to ensue here. So brace yourself quite a bit. You kind of have to like the opening intro lick there. And so, ho, ho, ho. Looks like someone is here, Cremor. It looks like it, Kotek. What an outrageous fellow he is, to intrude so boldly into our temple. Ho! 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 We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. Oh, loyal minion. If you please. And yes, folks, it is another strong Iron Knuckle. It is amazing that they would actually put a boss to fight before the boss. So I don't know I don't know what to make of that at all. So before we go into the battle with the witches, we have to do a short battle with this guy here. And don't let his looks deceive you. Just follow the same pattern that you did with the last two Iron Knuckles, and you'll be fine. So just do that, and then that'll be that. And you can actually get some hearts from him too if you'd play it right, like I just did. So you have plenty of, not to worry, you'll have plenty of like refill hearts to get. Like I say, if you just take your time and be relaxed and just relax with it, you'll have them done in no time. But there's something very interesting about this Iron Knuckle. It's not really an Iron Knuckle, it's actually Naburu. And just when you think you've got her rescued, she's like, no, where am I? Well, looks like she's back to normal, Kurme. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo, Kotek. Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Ho ho ho! Then we should brainwash her again. Hee hee hee. The scream is that scream is so like it makes you like really want to sympathize to rescue a girl like that. Well, anyway, you've defeated the Iron Knuckle, and the next thing you want to do is collect up your hearts here, and then go right through this door. And I just want to check something out real quick here. So I figured. I was hoping to maybe try to speed things up a little bit, but I thought that I had the right buttons pushed. But anyway, go through this door here. You'll again come across an empty boss room, or so it'll look like. But just go ahead and climb up this wall here, and I will explain what we have to do. to get this boss down. It's going to take a little bit of time, but stick with me on this, and it won't be so bad. You're not going to need the hover boots anymore, so just go ahead and equip your regular boots. So just moving a little bit further, and get ready for a pretty big cutscene. Look at that stupid kid. He came to his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the great Ganondorf. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone. Yeah, they're witches. And with my frost, I will freeze him to his soul! Soul! Excuse me. Gotta love the drama in this. So, they are the Sorcerer's Sister's twin rover, and they're actually witches. So after that long cutscene, you want to make sure you've got your mirror shield ready to go, because the way you're gonna kill these witches, it's going to be difficult and it's going to be painful. But you want to give, if you think of the elements, ice puts out fire, fire puts out the ice. Well, you want to basically, for this battle, you're able to use the shield as sort of a way to like absorb like 3 of the elements. It can be fire or the ice, doesn't matter, but you have to hold onto like 3 of them. So you want Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the second part. The first part is actually it's a bit easier actually if you do it right, but you have to absorb some of the fire or the ice energy, and what you can do is use the ice against the fire and the fire against the ice, and you have to do this about 3 times. So, and you want to be moving around constantly, because the closer you are, the more you're likely to get hit. So, let's try this one out maybe. So yeah, like that. Basically, you want to aim it towards like the trick in this fight is you want to have like both of them like together, if it's even possible. And I can guarantee you, like, with the way these guys are set up, this first half is just massively hard. And really, like, without knowing where they are, it's going to take some time. So it's just a necessary inconvenience, I guess you could say. So just like that, that's what you gotta do. Just do that like 2 more times. And the other thing you have to be mindful of is the camera can like pull tricks on you that can make it seem like it's just impossible to see where they're going. So you also want to watch out for that. That's another thing you have to be mindful of. So yeah, it's constant moving around. Constant moving around. And you'll know when the elements hit like the opposite sister. It was when they sort of make like a scream type sound, really. It's recommended at this point not to really like Z target, but if you can, great. That was a lucky shot. So basically, yeah, you want to keep on doing that as much as you can. Don't let them separate for too long, if you can. There we go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I wasn't sure if you could actually like get into the crossfire of things, but evidently you can do that. Alright, here we go. This ought to nail it. Alright, so maybe I thought you could. I don't know. It's tedious, but it'll take time. But I really like how this is set up a lot. It's kind of interesting how you can use the shield as the way to destroy stuff. Alright, that ought to do it. So now what you'll see is they're going to sort of, or maybe not. Maybe, okay, so maybe we gotta do that one more time. I thought it was like 3 times, maybe it's 4. So what are you gonna do? One more to, okay, well, alright. Good, we got them in their sights. And really? That was kind of cheap. Let's try it again. One more try. There we go. There we go. That ought to do it, I think. Alright. So from here, they're going to actually say, okay, let's get serious now, Kotek. Okay, Kume. So now they transform and become someone else now. And I forget what her name is in this, but yeah, but she pretty much just transforms into like... She transforms into like a human version of the witches, or half human, you could say. But this is where Z targeting will work pretty well. Here is where you're going to want to hold 3 of the same elements, and once you got all 3 of them, like you do right there, you want to fire it right back into her and just give it to her hard. It'll take some time, but 2 of those will just nail her down, and then you can just nail her with a sword. And Z targeting is helpful here, so. So again, it can be ice, it can be fire. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Like automatically, when you think of fire and rain, if you can like. How could you not think of anyone other than James Taylor? I love James Taylor. He's a great guy. So if you try to use ice and you decide, oh, I want to do fire, you can, but prepare to lose a life for it. That's all I can say about that. Oh yeah, and if she fires the wrong thing, then you want to try to move out as quickly as possible. It does take time, folks. It does take time. And once you get her down, then you have an opportunity to kind of give her some good damage. Let's see here now if it'll work. Nope, not yet. It's kind of cool how the shield can absorb the energy, because then after you get hit the third time, you can pretty much absorb it and like retract it back to. Oops, my bad. And just a tip to other LL players: it's okay if you lose a million times. It's not like you have to commit suicide over it. It's really not that big of a deal. If you learn how to have fun with it, then you can really start to enjoy it. So just keep that in mind. It's whatever. Massively crazy. Well, we've been hitting 2s pretty well, but we haven't been hitting 3s all that great. It's just a matter of luck. There we go. There we go. Get up there. Damn, levitating. That was a mess up. Alright, well that's okay. We can do it again. But that's pretty much the pattern you want to have, minus levitating. It's just like the closer the better. I don't know. She's a tricky old witch. Indeed, she's very tricky. Patience at its best, but let's see, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? The only other game that actually uses a mirror reflection like this that I know of, or like a mirror weapon, is it's Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy. If you recall, you can actually use something called a Mirror Buster. And kind of like this, it pretty much repels the shots that the enemy throws at you, and it's meant to destroy the final boss of that game. To this day, I really think it's kind of cool. It's old school, but I mean, really, it's to be appreciated for all time, really. But yeah, this whole setup, there's so many great things about this game, but one of them definitely is the way this temple is set up. It was very well done, and I can only imagine it took lots of money to pull it off. And I can see how lots of people would just think of this as sort of the game of their lifetime, so to speak. So much credit is due to the people that made this, and it's frankly amazing that it's going to come out on 3DS in another month or so. So once you get in range, just use the sword a good number of times, and that's all you gotta do. Just plain and simple. All right, I think I may have made a boo boo. Maybe it is better to actually use the boots because it does give you that advantage to sort of go back in to just cross the barriers to like give her a few more good shots. And if you have a turbo option on your controller, I would recommend doing that too. Whatever works. Darn bomb. So there's a lot of great things in this game that I'm going to be probably leaving out with the LP, but one thing I did decide I'm going to do in the last like day or so is I decided I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually do the mass quest. That's actually kind of random and it's kind of fun. It's kind of pointless, but I thought I'd kind of maybe show that off a little bit. And I was hoping to maybe do that in this video actually, but because of the time that we're already dealing with fighting this, it might still we might still do it like as a bonus video or something like that. So we'll see. Yeah, and unfortunately, if you get hit by the opposite elements, you do have to start over. It can be a pain in the butt, but I'm just telling you now, if you don't want to waste a lot of time with it, I'd find more cheat codes than I'm using, really. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit more challenging for me because I'm recording at the same time. It's easier for me to do it off camera than on camera, but I wanted to put myself through this to see what would happen, and I learned something about it, and that's really all that matters. And that's all that you ever need to know. No, I'm just kidding. Another thing that's helpful too is to try to stay on the edge of this platform, because I think if you're careful enough, you won't get hit very easily by it. Okay, I spoke too soon. You can get hit on those edges, but it's the easiest place to go when you're not sure of like where to go. Or what for to do, pray tell? This took me about 4 hours yesterday to get through, so I'm doing a lot for you guys, so pay up your dues. No, just kidding. I don't really care. But if you do, it's great. You know, whatever. Alright, here we go. Gotta love her exotic laugh. So yeah, when you hear that siren, it basically means that you got some energy absorbed. And when you hear that, it means you have that sound there. It only means you've got one more to go. So. Gotta love that death scream though. For a female, that's not so bad. There's only a few great female death cries out there. The only other one that I remember is like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or the original with Chun-Li. Shoot! What a fresh kid! This time we'll get serious. What? Hey Kumi, what is that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kotek. And then Kote goes, but I'm only 400 years old, and I'm just 380 years old. Well, Chris, don't try to lie about your age. I kind of like the argument sounds here. They just they start arguing. That's just so hilarious. This scene kind of reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'll come back to haunt you. It's so funny because when when the weasels are like trying to like capture Roger, the detective on the case actually starts singing, like doing funny things, and then they start laughing, and laughter in that movie ultimately leads to death. But who would have thought that like arguing would lead to death? But it really wasn't. It was just the fight, really. So yes, you should by now, if you've been following the lead, you've got about 10 heart containers, which is okay. We can manage with that. And from here, we'll just go right ahead into the portal and enjoy the cutscene. I wanted to kind of save this until like I stopped recording. I mean, until like I didn't want to do this part off screen, is what I'm trying to say. And meanwhile, in the Chamber of Sages. So at this point, you should have all 6 sages. And we'll hear from Naburu. Yes, Naburu. And it's not Cleopatra. Kid, let me thank you. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years. A competent swordsman. Now how does she know that she was a little kid? I don't even remember that. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will. But it isn't funny that a person like me could turn out to be the sage of spirit. But, I mean, isn't it funny? I'm sorry. It isn't funny. I can't even read. And now I'm going to fight them as one of the 6 sages. I'm going to pay them back for what they did to me. Kid? No. Octavia, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it! And for the last time, I'm still going to ask, where does this theme come from? It's annoying, but I still want to know. So indeed you received the Spirit Medallion, and it does awaken Sage, and adds her power to yours. Now, you'd think in this game that you'd have more power because of all the sages, but you really just don't, really. If only I knew you would become such a handsome man. And that's 2 people that were like after him as a boyfriend. It's so funny. I should have kept the promise I made back then. So, like, who is she referring to? Like Princess Ruto or something? I don't really know. So now it says that this guy. So now we meet this guy here from before. Acknowledges that you're a hero and says, "Finally, all of us, the six sages, have been awakened, and it's time for the final showdown with the King of Evil. With the King of Evil has come." No, it really should be like, for the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. The only one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. And that's going to wrap it up with this video. We are now, by now, we have concluded getting all of the six sages, and what is left now is to fight Ganon himself. I mean Ganondorf. And it's possible that I might do the mass quest before that, but we'll see. But we did run out of time in this segment, but stay tuned. We're maybe 3 or 4 videos out from being done with this LP, and it's exciting. It's been a really great ride since November, but stay tuned because we have lots more to cover.